Hi there. So I promised you a video on active calculus 1.2.4.6. So we're letting g of x be negative x plus 3, absolute value of negative x plus 3 over x plus 3. We want to know what the domain of g is. Well, first of all, the domain is anything that makes the denominator equal 0. So you can't put in negative 3 into the domain. So our answer is all real numbers except x equals negative 3. This R means real numbers. All right, so we want to use a sequence of values near a equals negative 3 to estimate the value of x equals negative 3 and limit of g of x. If you think the limit exists, if you think the limit doesn't exist, explain why. Okay, so we're going to go to Desmos. To the Desmos. To the Desmos. All right, so our equation is negative absolute value of x plus 3 over x plus 3. So we want to make that, we want to make this into a table. And we want to estimate the values around negative 3. Let's look at, that's from the left. Let's look from the right. Negative 3.01. At negative 3.001. Negative 3.00001. Now, of course, by graphing it, we already have given up the ghost that the limit doesn't exist. Okay, but as you can see from the table, we have negatives here from the left and positives here from the right. So this is from the left, these are from the right. So we have positives here and we have negatives here. So the limit doesn't exist. So when we go back to here, we go the limit dne. Use algebra to simplify the expression absolute value of x plus 3 over x plus 3 and hence work to evaluate the limit of x negative 3g of x exactly, if it exists, or to explain how your work shows the limit fails to exist. Discuss your findings and compare your results in B. Hint, the absolute value of A equals A whenever A is greater than 0, but absolute value of A where A doesn't equal, A is the opposite of A, whenever A is less than 0. So when we take our left, this is implying that we take a left-hand limit as x approaches negative 3 of g of x, and we want to find that one from the left. And then we want to find the limit of x approaches negative 3 from the right of g of x. So when we have the left, we're going to just assume this is the opposite of x plus 3 over x plus 3. That's going to give me negative, that simplifies to negative 1. If I go x plus 3 positive over x plus 3, that simplifies to a positive 1. So when I'm coming from the right is the positive 3. When I'm coming from the left, it's the negative 3. These limits do not agree. Therefore, the limit does not exist. Okay? True or false? G of 3 equals negative 1. Well, G of negative 3 is undefined. So this is false. Because it's undefined there. True or false? Negative absolute value of x plus 3 over x plus 3 equals -1. Why? How is this equality connected to your work above with the function g? It equals -1 when it is opposite, and it equals +1 when it is positive. So this is false. It needs more. Needs left and right analysis. We can't just say it equals -1. So based on your work, construct an accurate labeled graph y equals g of x on the interval -4 to -2 and write a sentence that explains what you know about the limit of x approaches -3 g of x. So that we can go back to Desmos and you can just export the image. And you can zoom in to get the appropriate interval. Does it let you zoom in? No, it doesn't let you zoom in. Sorry. So that is problem 6. I hope that helps.